Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to NLW Insurgence, and coming up next, it is the match that many have been waiting for. In many minds, it is a dream match. It is no holds barred, the Animal Batista versus the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And over the past couple of weeks, they have been nose to nose, going toe to toe, brawling throughout the building. And tonight, it is finally in a sanctioned match. However, out of fear of what they would do to each other, the company absolves responsibility for what would happen. That is why it's no holds barred. And as Batista makes his way to the ring, he's been to the dance before. He knows what to expect in high-profile No Limits wrestling matches. And then again, so does Brock Lesnar. And that is why this is a dream match in the fans of many. And you know that Batista has been relishing this opportunity to get his hands on Brock Lesnar in a match. After all, last week on episode 50, Brock Lesnar, after putting Batista through a table on the previous episode, Batista got his revenge by hitting a Batista bomb through an announce table. And tonight, all that and more is legal. And that has to play into the hands of both of these guys, but particularly a former UFC champion like Brock Lesnar. He relishes without rules. But then again, he is incredibly dangerous also. Here comes the pain indeed. He looks into the eyes of Batista and he knows that he's got a fight on his hands. But Lesnar is not a man to back down from a challenge, and it was Batista who issued the challenge for the matchup here tonight. And that is why these two are facing off. They're not even going to lock up, you see there. Tries to go for the punch but blocks it. But a block by Brock Lesnar as well, and don't expect this to go too long. You can see Lesnar with those vicious strikes. And that's why he's a former UFC champion. And there you go again. Batista now gets him in the corner, but look at this. Has him held by the hip and throws him halfway across the ring. And Lesnar unleashing pain upon Batista, but goes for a clothesline. Oh my God. And the German suplex, the first suplex of many, I'm sure. And that time Batista's head and neck landed on the turnbuckle and now thrown to the outside. And remember, no disqualifications, no count out. Only way to win is pinfall or submission in the ring. And oh, look at this already. Already he's got a damn chair right off the skull and across the spine. And that throws that chair into the back of the skull. And Batista already taking advantage of the fact that there's no rules here. And these two, they may be brawling throughout the crowd soon. Look at this! Batista! Spearing Brock Lesnar right through the barricade! And already, barely a minute in, and you can see the animosity on display as he just drove Brock Lesnar's body right through the barricade here. And it's a lot of pressure that you've got to put on to break through this. And man oh man, using Lesnar's body as a battering ram to break down the safety barrier. And now has him held by the head and neck. And look at this again! Again picking up Batista and throwing him over the announce table. And there are not many men who are going to manhandle either of these guys. But when they're in there together, oh my God, all hell breaks loose. F5 through the announce table maybe. No, Batista gets out of it. And Lesnar's head bouncing off the steel ring post. And now Batista goes for an axe handle. Caught out! And a belly-to-belly suplex on the floor. And that is suplex number 2, if you're keeping score at home. And Batista, man, that was a major turning point in this matchup. And look at the way that Batista, I should say Brock Lesnar, shook off that attempt. And again, the chair to the back of the skull, and now pounding away on the face of Batista, trying to break his nose. And those vicious strikes by Lesnar. Well, there's no such thing as too far in this matchup. However, Brock Lesnar taking the fight to Batista already. And again, kicking him in the skull. Again, that nose may have broken it. And here's number 3, lands him right on his head and neck again. The third suplex, this time a German, landing him on his head. And where or what is Batista going to do now? How is he going to regroup? because Brock Lesnar just sent in like 5 chairs and now he's got a table. The table is in, and oh, there you see, the punches by Lesnar have lacerated the forehead of Batista. Oh, but look at this! Spearing Brock Lesnar right through the table. And you want to talk about turning points? This is a major one. And as the blood seeps out of the laceration, oh, the Batista bomb! In for the cover of the lateral press, and Brock Lesnar barely got a 2 count. Lesnar powering out, and Batista cannot believe it. The blood is pouring into his eyes, and what a damn clothesline! A lariat that takes the animal off his feet. And Lesnar with that steel chair off the spine. And now a series of shots right into the small of the back. And you can hear some of this audience. Oh, and there's a German again. That's number 4. Here's a 5th one. 6. You're counting along at home. 7. 8 now. And when will this stop? 9. 10. 11. For God's sake. Oh, and 12. Onto that pile of steel chairs. And judging by this reaction, many think Lesnar's gone too far. And the F5. The F5 to the animal. And Lesnar, he's not even going for a cover. What is he trying to prove at this point? It's clear that Batista has met his match and is, well, he's not gonna, well, it looks like he's not gonna mount a comeback, but you never know. But what in the hell is this? Look at that pile of stacked chairs. Brock Lesnar just set out that pile of chairs. And what in the hell is this for? Oh my God! F5! Hooks the leg! And Brock Lesnar has won this match in a matter of minutes. And it was the F5 onto the pile of chairs that finally put away Brock Lesnar. However, I should say, finally put away Batista. However, honestly, you know, it should have been over sooner. And it was over sooner, in all honesty. And Brock Lesnar basks in the glory. This was the 12th suplex of the match, right onto that pile of chairs. Then there was the F5. It should have been over, but Lesnar wanted to inflict more damage. And it was an F5 through that pile of stacked chairs that finally put away Batista. And you can see the carnage laying about in the ring. And you can see the bloody prone body of Batista as he tries to get back to his feet. He's trying to walk again, but it's man, it's a crime scene in there, no doubt about it. The blood is still pouring into the eyes of Batista as Brock Lesnar celebrates this massacre. Brock Lesnar has proven why he is the most dangerous man in the sport today, and by doing so, Lesnar has put everybody on notice.
The most intense battle in company history. To the last man standing goes the spoils. 30 wrestlers, one opportunity of a lifetime to headline WrestleMania and get an opportunity to become No Limits Wrestling Heavyweight Champion of the world. Who will be the last man standing? NLW presents the third Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble is coming up soon, the third edition of it, and after what we just saw, you gotta believe that Brock Lesnar is definitely one of the favourites heading into that matchup. However, so could one of these two men as we get set for our Intercontinental Championship match. And about to make his way to the ring, the ultimate opportunist and the radar superstar. His name is Edge. from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And tonight, Edge hopes to make it another historic night in his first debut on pay-per-view by winning the Intercontinental Championship. It was a couple weeks ago that he took the opportunity of competing in a Battle Royal to become #1 contender, but he was unsuccessful. And then it was on Metal where he answered the open challenge laid out by Seth Rollins, and that is why we have this match here tonight. And Edge going into this matchup not 100% after what happened this past week against Brock Lesnar. However, that was all in design by this man Seth Rollins. However, Seth Rollins tonight doesn't want any excuses. He doesn't want anything that Edge can say was unfair in this matchup. He wants to beat Edge fair and square in the center of the ring to prove why he is the man. And that's what this matchup is about. It is about being the man in this industry. Seth Rollins, still in his 20s. Edge, a veteran of this sport. It is youth versus experience. The spear versus the curb stomp. Edge says he is still the man. And despite what Rollins says, he is still in his prime. We will see. And this matchup, this dream match everybody's been waiting for, gets underway. Headlock takeover and then the shoulder block takedown. Another leapfrog, goes for a hip toss. And now that flapjack pancake. Seth Rollins' face collides with the mat and now immediately picks him up again. And no doubt the experience going to Edge, but Rollins' youth is going to prevail somewhat. After all, Edge has had major neck surgery on numerous occasions. And now you can see, has the headlock held in again. And look at Edge trying a belly to belly. I should say a belly to back, but gets taken down with the headlock. And Seth Rollins knows to work over the neck. And now kicking out. And again, Seth Rollins whipped off the ropes and now a sit-out powerbomb maybe. Sunset flip into the pin. Here's a cover. But Edge rolls through. Here's another cover. And again a series of pins. And now the bridge. Oh, what a kick. And there's a spinning heel kick by Edge to respond. Both of these guys incredibly athletic. Certainly beyond their years, so to speak. Beyond their time. And now, look at that baseball drop kick. Seth Rollins sent to the outside. And now Edge. What is he planning on doing now? No way is he going to dive, but Seth Rollins moves out of the way. And Seth Rollins, oh look at that though. Rollins going after the arm, and there's nerve endings. And drop kicks the neck into the post. Well, it's been mentioned on numerous occasions when they've been going back and forth on the microphone that, well, Seth Rollins knows about the problems of the neck of Edge and manages to get out of a belly to back by hitting a swinging neck breaker, but you can see Edge holding his arm, which obviously has been damaged after years of major neck surgeries, but here's the missile drop kick. Taking Seth Rollins down from the top. And although Edge may have some arm problems, he's going to try and look to shake it off. Seth Rollins, meanwhile, tries to catch a break on the apron, and again, look at this. He catches him with the arm, and in the ropes they are, but breaks it after 5, but I think the damage has been done. And now kneeing him in the shoulder. And Edge immediately grasps it, because he knows he's in trouble if that arm continues to get worked on. Another submission again, working effectively on that arm and shoulder. Joint manipulation by Seth Rollins, and whacks it into the canvas. And there's a kick away. And Seth Rollins misses the kick. Edge going for a DDT, but arm rings the shoulder and arm socket into the canvas again. And Seth Rollins knows what he's doing. And again on his... Oh, and again onto that shoulder. The burning hammer and a kick out. It is one of the most dangerous moves in wrestling. It's been banned by many promotions. But Seth Rollins with a burning hammer, and again looking for the tiger suplex, but a kick out by Edge. And now go for paroxysm. But reversed into a DDT. Edge trying to get the momentum back on his side as he tries to shake off the pain of that elbow and indeed the shoulder socket. And Edge going for the execution, but again Seth Rollins punches the arm out. Oh, but misses the clothesline on his feet. Oh, I should say on his shoulders for the electric chair. And it was taken down into a sit-out powerbomb. Just about had the strength to hit that move, but you can see that Edge is wincing in pain after having his arm worked over for the majority of this matchup. And Seth Rollins now sees Edge, oh, but meets him at the top. And a superplex. Straight into the Falcon Arrow. And Seth Rollins, again, with a variety of manoeuvres to target that neck and arm as well. And where do you suppose he's going now? He's on the top. And the Phoenix Splash! Hooks the legs and a kick out by Edge. And to risk it all like that, that is what the Intercontinental Championship means. Because as you know, not only does that Intercontinental title bring you money and prestige, it also guarantees you a shot at the heavyweight title anytime you want, as long as you want to cash it in. But he went for the curb stomp, but the boot by Edge, and doesn't get up, collapses to the mat. And Edge, he said his intention from the start in this company was to win the world title, and by having the Intercontinental title, you're one step closer. There's a forearm shot, and that has to take some of the juice, I should say, out of the arm. But here's the execution. Lands him on his head. The lateral press, but Seth Rollins kicks out. And Seth Rollins thus far in his career has not opted to challenge for the title. He's happy with the Intercontinental Championship for now. He doesn't want to risk it all yet. But Edge risking it all. Going for the spear. And sent shoulder first into the ring post. And now a roll up. But a kick out by Edge. And the drop kick. This has been physically intense from the get-go. And Edge's arm may be in a sling after this match. If anything, Seth Rollins wants it to be. He wants to put away Edge. And he went for the spear again. He went for the spear through the ropes onto that rampway. But Seth Rollins rang the arm through the rope. And now he's been put on the outside. And I don't like the looks of this for Edge. Seth Rollins going for a suicide dive. Runs on the ropes. Oh, and a spear. That's the damnedest spear I've ever seen. Seth Rollins ran at Edge. And Edge through the ropes, spearing Seth Rollins out of his boots, and he has to make a cover now, surely. But maybe he's left it too late. Edge going for a second spear, but a sunset flip. Lands on his knees. Oh, but a knee to the face. And this may be over. The curb stomp. Hooks the inside leg. And Seth Rollins retains his Intercontinental Championship. You can say that Edge didn't put up a fight, and maybe he was still feeling the effects of the match and the beating he took from Brock Lesnar in episode 50. However, the headline of this matchup is going to be that youth triumphed over experience. Seth Rollins defeats Edge and remains your Intercontinental Champion. Well, look at this replay. Possibly the most impactful spear I've ever seen. Edge with the spear there, but then went for a second, but it was turned into a sunset flip and eventually the knee. And then of course it was elementary that from there, the Seth Rollins hitting the curb stomp. And Edge, man, we're gonna have to take a look at that shoulder from the trainer's perspective, but Seth Rollins isn't left. He's still in the ring, and well, I don't think Edge expected this. Seth Rollins outstretches the hand and shakes it. And Edge, although he shakes the hand, looks at the Intercontinental Championship as if to say, I'm going to have my shot down the line again. You don't know when, you don't know where, but I'm going to have my shot once again. I'm going to have my rematch. But Edge was unsuccessful, and Seth Rollins, apparently a great sportsman according to that, but he is still your Intercontinental Champion. Well, speaking of sportsmen, Daniel Bryan hasn't come across as the greatest sportsman as of late. However, after what happened on episode 50, Brie Bella getting headbutted, albeit accidentally, but still, if I were to repeat what Daniel Bryan said about Kurt Angle earlier tonight on Metal, we get thrown off air. But what you need to know is that the unbeaten streak is on the line. Kurt Angle has never been pinned, he has never been submitted in this company, but Daniel Bryan looks to become the first man to do so. That dream match is up next.